Here we are with the episode 22 video of Code Geass. This is the episode 22 video. If you're looking for another episode video, you're in the wrong place. Recycling old material.
I'm gonna swim to the other side of the bowl.
And forget the world exists. So what happened last time in episode 21?
Brenda, is that you? You home from the bingo store? Episode 21. Love is a choice.
You know why I'm giving you that look. We went over this already. So last time was the high school
celebration
festival declaration where Lelouch got the rug swept out from under him.
Yep, they made a big old pizza with a mech.
They failed to make a big old pizza with a mech.
They tried to make a pizza mech.
Because we almost had a paparazzi Princess Diana moment happen, but you know, thankfully Suzaku threw the pizza dough onto a tree and then picked up the princess out of the mob.
Our main character no longer has reins or grounds to fight his cause based on Princess Euphemia's declaration, semi-backed by Schneisel. I'm going to call him Clovis. Schneisel. Literally 3 episodes from the end. I can't get the names right, guys.
Yeah, because you're creating the specially administrative zone of Japan.
There's been some family bonding going on between Euphemia, Nunnally, and Lelouch.
Yeah, they had a really nice moment before Lelouch decided, you know what, I'm going to hate you now.
No. They had a really nice moment before the wind swept her hat off, and then, oh my God, suddenly, everyone knows it's her.
Like I said this already, a pair of glasses worked for her during the hotel jacking, and it always works. It works always for, you know, Clark Kent. So obviously, hat and glasses is more than enough.
If you can't tell, she should at least try and like put fake scars on herself, on her face, or wear an eye patch, or something more relevant to dye her hair, wear a wig, do anything to not be yourself.
Don't die.
We have a no dying policy. It goes like this: neither one of us is allowed to die, and no major injuries.
Yeah. Don't die.
No vegetable status.
Don't die. No major injuries, and that's about it. Yeah, basically.
It worked. We've been cashing in on it for the last.
Yeah. Neither of us. We haven't died.
Or 5 years.
We haven't died, and there's been no major injuries. So
yeah.
I mean, I broke my arm, but that was before we put that policy in place.
Right, and I was in the ER recently, and
you didn't die.
I didn't die.
Yeah.
So recently, 2 months ago, I'm not dead. I'm here with you right now.
So it's working.
You're watching this.
And yeah, what else happened then? I think that kind of the big thing.
That was the big stuff.
C2 didn't get her pizza.
We saw a man with bubbles and orange. And C2 still talks to herself, and C2 didn't get her pizza like you said.
We also
love is a choice.
We're getting a bit of the Born Sexy Yesterday trope with Valletta losing her memories and her and Ogie now having a thing. A little bit. That's also going on a little bit.
Born Sexy Yesterday?
Yeah, it's a very popular sci-fi trope, like in The Fifth Element, for example. Or I'm trying to think of something else. That's the easy one to point to. It's like, hey, here's this incredibly beautiful girl that has come forth with like no memories of anything, and she's attracted to the most useless human ever because he is kind to her.
Ogie's my boy.
I know it's
Ogie's my boy.
I was making
we're done here.
I was making the reference as a joke if it wasn't obvious.
Nope, we're done here.
All
Goodbye.
right.
Episode 22. Kristopher's gonna talk to you.
All right. Well, since he's off and gone, series over. Ogie's like probably the most skeptical of Zero of everyone in the Black Knight organization.
Yeah.
If second to anyone to Dieter, but Dieter's loving it. he's eating it up. So, point being, Valletta doesn't have memories, and there's a growing thing between Amnesia, Valletta, and Ogi, who used to be a school teacher.
He's living his friend's dream.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting the cause. That's all I got. I kind of want to see what's going to happen. Right. So let's just move on to the next thing. Brenda.
I know the viewers are excited, so let's get going.
Need music to dance
About
to.
this specially administrated zone of Japan, there are some unpleasant rumors about Princess Euphemia. It must be due to the Kamine Island matter. You think she contacted Zero there?
I suspect there's a connection here that goes all the way to the top.
No connection. The Viceroy wasn't the only one asking what was going on.
But in any case...
Right, we'll have to sever ties with them at once.
I'm afraid it's too late. All the evidence has already been gathered, Vice Minister. Namely that NAC profit-sharing bribe.
Bloodstained Euphie.
Administrated zone of Japan is the first attempt of its kind in Britannia and was personally proposed by Her Highness Princess Euphemia. This youthful inspiration was an idea from her school years. It has not only caught the homeland's attention.
If Princess Euphemia thinks it's a good idea, then even I have to.
The NAC, led by Kirihara Industries, gives its wholehearted support to the plan.
Euphie really is amazing, isn't she? Now the terrorist groups in Area 11 will lose their popular support and fall apart. Public order...
Kirihara from the Kyoto group endorses it too. They just said...
Since you understand the situation, you've sent Dalton to advise her, have you not?
To ensure public policy stays on track. It's a measure that a viceroy would obviously take.
Did you approve her future plans as the viceroy or as her older sister?
Ouch.
Zero. What about him and all of the Black Knights?
Really?
Who's that person?
Really throwing waves in the mix. We saw her briefly after Suzaku was rescued. But...
They're offering equality, that's why.
Equality, my ass. Don't just accept their word for it.
I agree. But unless we decide how to respond to this quickly...
Listen, if it works like Euphemia's proposal, then it wouldn't be wrong for the Black Knights to support this, right?
But Ogi, that's... First off, if we accept peace on their terms, we'll be forced to disarm.
That is a problem, isn't it?
We would also get swallowed up in their regime and lose our independence.
On the other hand, if we don't support it, then we're against equality and freedom.
Then let's support it.
What, without any guarantees in place?
But we can't ignore it either.
Sorry about having you drop me off like this.
Big wave.
The lower classes should simply obey their betters without any backtalk.
There it is. That's the true nature of the Sub-Viceroy's benevolence.
What do you want?
Doesn't it feel good to look down from above? It is rather like being a god.
Hold it, schoolboy.
I think you should go home right now.
Yeah, okay, I will. Well, I better get going.
Huh? What did you say to him? Come back here at once!
What's wrong, Sir Nobleman? Confusing borrowed power with your own ability is a big mistake, you know. Garbage like you should simply die and be thrown out where no one...
All right, already, let's break this up. Mister, why don't you apologize? What do you say?
Confusing privilege for competence.
He came to the aid of that 11 even though he's Zero. Or because he's Zero. So why would he have been talking to Princess Euphemia? Stop it. If I dig too deep, it'll be dangerous.
I'm back.
Hello, Lelouch. Welcome home. Oh, where's Shirley?
I'm sorry, Nonnally. She never showed up. I wasn't able to get a hold of her either.
More of her getting back at you, huh? Well, you have seemed sort of chilly toward her.
You think so? Then I'll be nicer. Sayoko, would you bring us some tea, please?
Yes, as you wish, my lord.
I get the feeling you're worried about something, Lelouch.
Huh?
Does it involve Euphie? It'd be selfish to say that I want to see her again. I'd like to, I admit it, but that would simply cause trouble for you both.
You like Euphie, don't you?
Yes, very much. The same way you like her.
Yeah, I did like her.
Will Zero even show up? I seriously doubt it. What do you think?
If the data we have on the man is accurate, then I don't
Whole
believe
world's
he will
watching.
either. Princess Euphemia, it's time.
Right.
Huh?
Greetings, Euphemia Britannia. I wish to request an audience with you.
Just with me?
Yes, with you alone.
Something major has happened here, ladies and gentlemen. Zero has just appeared in the open.
It appears to be safe, Your Highness.
Then this way, please.
Princess Euphemia,
Nice uniform.
it's too dangerous to be alone with this man.
No, it's all right. Please, just trust me, Suzaku. Even though the cameras are off, you're still being extremely careful, aren't you?
I've been in hiding for a long time due to a certain empire, I'm afraid. This is a needle gun made from ceramic and bamboo. It can't be picked up on a metal detector.
Lelouch, you would never shoot me, would you?
No, I would never do that. You'll be doing the shooting, Euphie.
Huh? Is this really all right, leaving her alone with Zero?
But she ordered us to.
Well, she can always press the emergency call button. Is there something wrong?
Why are you here? What are you doing with Zero?
It looks like he can see me. Is that because of our indirect contact and what occurred at Kamine Island? Or is it because he... But if that's the case, then...
That's what Lelouch saw, episode 1. We saw her through the capsule.
Being broadcast globally, and the world is going to witness you, a Britannian princess, shoot Zero. What do you think will happen next?
Rioting would break out, I imagine.
Right. Zero will become a martyr, tricked into a death trap, and instantly your popularity will crash to Earth.
What kind of nonsense are you saying? You should just help me to rebuild Japan.
If you force it upon us from on high, then you're as bad as Clovis was. All tasks at hand have been cleared. After hovering near death, Zero will be met with cheers when he makes a miraculous recovery. Because people don't give a damn about reason, but nobody can resist miracles. Now, take the gun.
Huh?
There can only be one Messiah, you understand, and when the people realize that you're a false one, they'll...
I thought so.
I need to know one thing. Are you the...
No. He's reached that point.
Hey, what's wrong?
Don't touch the witch!
Major Kunanuki!
Why, you... What have you done to him?
Don't touch the witch!
Lelouch!
Stop it! Stop giving me your pity! Spare me your charity! This is something I have to achieve on my own! And so for that, I shall now stain your hands with blood! Euphemia Britannia!
That isn't my name, I've renounced it! There'll probably be a formal announcement issued by the Homeland about it any day now, but I've given up my claim to the throne.
But why? It isn't because you accepted Zero, is it?
Well, of course. I have to pay the price for doing something so selfish. Those are the consequences.
Yes, but it wasn't difficult for you to give that up, was it? And I suppose you did it for my sake.
As conceited as you ever were, but no, I did it for Natalie. She told me herself.
No, not you, your sister.
All I want is to be with my brother, and that's all that matters. I want nothing more.
For that petty reason?
That's right, Lelouch. That's how I made up my mind. It made me stop and seriously reflect on what was truly important to me in life. Do you understand now? I'm not giving up anything that has significant meaning or real worth to me. And you don't need to worry. I won't tell anyone about you.
And Cornelia?
It's not like we'll never see each other again.
Euphie, you are a fool. An amazing fool.
I know I'm not as smart as you, Lelouch. I've never been able to beat you at games or studies, however...
In your usual rash Euphie fashion, you've managed to end up winning all of it. When I think of you, I don't visualize a sub-viceroy or a princess. I only see the plain little Euphie who you used to be.
Then will you join plain little Euphie and help her?
You are the worst opponent I have ever faced. You win.
Huh?
I'll amend my plans to help out your special zone. But not as your subordinate, all right?
All right. Though you haven't got very much faith in me, have you?
Hmm?
You honestly believe that by simply threatening me, I would shoot you?
Oh no, you've got it all wrong. When I really want people to follow my orders, they will not resist me. Whether it's to shoot me, to grant pardon to Suzaku, or any order at all.
Oh, now you're being silly. Stop playing with me.
I'm serious. For example, if I told you to kill all the Japanese, it wouldn't matter how you felt about it.
No, don't make me do it, please. I'm not going to do it, please. I don't want to kill them. No.
Did I?
You're right. I have to kill all the Japanese.
I've become like Mao. I can't control my Geass power. Forget the order I just gave you! Euphie! Wait, Euphie, don't!
Sub-Viceroy, where's Zero?
Those of you who call yourselves Japanese, I have a favor to ask. Could you all die, please?
Huh?
What did she just say? What the hell?
Suzaku!
I was hoping you'd all just commit suicide, but you can't, can you? Okay, soldiers, please kill the Japanese! Kill them all!
Ah, the woman's mad! Cut the mics and cameras now!
Euphie, no! Halt! Out of my way!
Terrorists!
Stand aside!
Go on, soldiers, do your duty, hurry up!
Princess Euphemia, what on earth's come over you? Please stop this at once, Your Highness. This is...
Forgive me, General, but I mustn't let anyone stand in my way. I have to kill all the Japanese. Now, Britannians, kill the Japanese!
Kill the 11s! All troops, exterminate the 11s! Don't let any escape! Kill them all!
What's going on?
What happened in there?
It can't be.
Euphie, stop! This thing... My Geass did this?
Zero, please help us. You must help. You're Japan's savior.
Stop it. Don't call me your savior, because I'm not the Messiah of Japan.
Zero, you're our only hope.
Stop it. Don't force me. Must I atone for this sin? Is this a cross I have to bear too?
I'm shocked. I didn't think you'd go this far.
It wasn't me.
What?
This time I didn't use the power. Or I should say I didn't mean to use my Geass.
I see. Then what I felt earlier was...
I knew there were risks when we made our contract. You told me how dangerous this power could be. Nonetheless!
Yes, you're worthy of being called my child now!
What madness is this?
Hey, the Britannian forces have begun moving out of the stadium.
Right. In this case, our only option is to exploit Euphemia to the utmost. It's the least we can do. This is my order to all Black Knights! Euphemia has become our enemy. The specially administrated zone of Japan is a cowardly trap designed to lure us in. All armored autonomous battle knight units, advance on the ceremony grounds and wage an attack! Wipe out all Britannian forces! Save the Japanese! Hurry! I have to. I must find Euphie! Find her and kill her!
Nothing happened that episode. Show's over.
No. That's what the Britannian media wants you to think. Nothing happened.
So, more questions have been raised regarding how Geass contracts do and don't work. Because the slaughter of millions
is now a sin that Lelouch must bear.
you probably heard the song The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
He was looking for a soul to steal.
He was in a bind and he was way behind and he was milling to make a deal. Never make deals with the devil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that was the very first thing he said. Episode 1.
Well, okay, devil. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Don't make deals with devil, ladies.
Never make deals with the devil. It's better to die.
Oh. Well, there were a few other things that were kind of inserted in here and there in the episode. I could touch on a couple of those before talking about the main point, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, the main point. I counted 6 wheels.
We've had a few episodes where that hasn't been happening.
No, but really, there's only one shot where you see them on wheels.
All right.
I saw that and I was like, I haven't touched this in a while. That'll be funny. There's one viewer who likes the wheel jokes. This is for you, buddy. This one's for you. You and me, wheel jokes.
So way back after Euphie and Cornelia came in to take over as Viceroy and Sub-Viceroy of Area 11, we had that council meeting between the different administrators and talking about possible ties with the NAC. It sounds like a lot of the different operations Britannia was doing, like the assault on Mount Fuji, aside from the not Mount Fuji,
Kirihara?
No, whatever the mountain was in the middle of the series. Not sure, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not Kyushu. That was the other one. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Yep.
That place. They were looking for ties, scandal and corruption ties, evidence of corruption and scandal and stuff. Aside from the obvious thing of ousting the JLF. It sounds like they finally got some evidence somewhere off screen connecting some of the administrators to Kyoto and the NAC and a bunch of other stuff, and they're outing them. Mr. with the mustache sideburn mix there. So they're
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, Dalton's cleaning house with General Bartley.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Schneisel was in on all of that going on and wanted to use the confusion Euphie's creation of the specially administrated zone of Japan. I can't even say that very tongue twistery, apparently. Wanted to use that to do, springboard a lot of house cleaning that needed to happen. But, Lelouch threw a wrench in the thing that threw a wrench into his throwing of wrenches. And there's a lot of sabots being stuck in the cogs of different machines.
I think the Emperor has to deal with Geass somehow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll write that down.
You want to write the word prediction near it? No.
Yeah, I'll know what I mean.
Fast forward. Please reference this clip in the future. Fast forward. The hell does this mean? Emperor Geass ? I'm just gonna look at you and just go, I don't know. Could mean anything.
Yeah. Had a brief moment where Lelouch came to the aid of a Japanese person being beaten by a nobleman's cane. Lelouch was basically giving him the don't confuse your privilege for your own competence sort of talk. Oh, there's actually a bit moment there where his Geass was starting to go off without him realizing it, and he stopped himself from having the nobleman kill himself.
Oh, I thought he was trying to do that on purpose.
Maybe he was, but I know he was like, eh.
I don't think it was obvious enough to. I thought it got interrupted by his foolhardy companion.
Nope, he was standing all by himself and went, eh. It wasn't until a little bit after that Rivel finally ran in.
Sometimes I think it's hard to determine timing regarding animation because
you might have been jotting a note too. I don't remember.
Oh, my fault.
I don't know.
Just been accused. You're all correct. Kristopher sides with you. Don't jot notes. But this one's to you, buddy.
Notes are important.
Taking notes.
Notes are important.
I think it was the same guy who said he liked the wheels.
Anyway. Kirihara was definitely in cahoots with Britannia, but he's probably dead, so, you know.
Can we do something a little less serious for a second? Why do anime characters always have to think with their eyes closed?
Internal monologue. Well, Light and L in Death Note kept their eyes open. Who was thinking with their eyes closed?
Ogi and that Japanese
swords
guy.
When he was having his flashback. When he was having his flashback to their pillow talk.
Ooh, pillow talk.
I'm assuming it was because she was in bed naked. Or presumably naked, so.
She was in bed with sheets over her body.
With bare exposed shoulders.
Look, this isn't middle school. Shoulders are not a problem.
I mean, they're high school age. Well, Ogi isn't. He's teacher age, and anyway.
Really brings up some interesting questions here with Callan and Ogi and how old the other anime characters are, and we don't know how old anime characters are.
They all
gets into a whole nother conversation.
They all look like teenage 20-somethings
with the biggest eyes you've ever seen. Okay, so Nina says at the beginning, she's like, "If Euphie does, so do I."
Which is, I guess, if Euphie says it's okay, then I guess I have to.
Right. Guys, girls, others, people of the world, humans, can we think for ourselves? Can we please? Like, respect people, honor them. If you agree with them, great.
If not,
but
that's
have
also okay.
your own damn opinions. Even if they're truthful. But also, look at the other side. Pretend you're wrong and look at the other side.
I mean, that guy in the back seat of the car in Pulp Fiction got his head blown off because he didn't have an opinion. It's like, come on, you can't have an opinion. I just shot him in the face. Why'd you do that?
But, like, if at the end of running the scenario of the other people being right, you still believe what you believe, then fine. But try and prove yourself wrong. It's healthy. Well, if the political leader that I follow says that this is correct, then it must be correct and the other people are bad. I am a robot who believes everything that someone else believes, and I have no thoughts for myself. America. Beep boop.
Beep boop, beep bloop. For whom the bell tolls, ding dong bing bong. Suzaku had a weird, like, confetti sparkle light show flash thing happen that Lelouch had.
All of the terror of the world.
Oh, yeah.
They show a picture of the universe, a bunch of other people with Geass power.
We got a flash of Marianne's, too, when Suzaku grabbed her, and I don't know if Suzaku ever met Marianne or not.
She did now.
Yeah, because then all of the other body cards. What did you do to him?
Yeah, good. Touch the witch. Don't touch the witch.
Don't touch the witch.
The effects of
bad things have happened every single time someone touches the witch.
the after effects of Geass. So Shirley is like remembering things because of one note and then watching.
Well, she hasn't actually remembered anything.
Okay, remember's not the right word.
Yeah.
She is cognitively following a trail and thought like a detective. We can just call her Shirley Lock Holmes.
No, let's not.
Shirley Lock Holmes.
She is completely confused by something because her memories and her experience that she has access to contradicts something that she clearly wrote herself.
Right. So
she's kind of gone on a detective route. She's following the curiosity.
Shirley Lock Holmes. Let's just. I'm gonna keep pushing it. This brings up a question: can someone, if the person who put Geass on them dies, can they get all their stuff back?
Would Lelouch dying undo all of the Geass orders he's given?
That girl at the school who's been drawing on the walls really sucks to be her if that happens because she's going to have to pay for that damage. It's vandalism.
Well, there's the funny thing. Imagine she goes home to visit her family, or she goes on some vacation trip. Every time in the middle of the day, she's going to have an urge to go back to Ashford Academy and go on one of those. So it's like she's basically stuck there at the school because she'll never. Every time, middle of the day, she'll like, I'm gonna go do that.
Honey, do you want to go get a job? No, I need to stay here at this school forever.
Yeah.
Bummer. So people don't give a damn about reason they love miracles.
You could say that kind of ties into the think for yourself bit you already spouted earlier.
Well, he also has a messiah complex where he needs to be the savior of the world, which is why he's been in this for himself the whole time. Like, the Nunnally thing doesn't fit because she was happy. This got pulled out from under him where they were finally getting what they were fighting for. But plot twist, they weren't actually fighting for that because he killed a bunch of people before this.
Is it actually a messiah complex, or is he projecting that as a facade for an external facade to justify his other reasons for doing it?
Well, the problem is we don't necessarily know all of his other reasons because he made contracts with C2 twice. Did the first contract, which he had to then fulfill something which we still don't know about, and then the second contract, which they're like, I'll make a second contract. Handshake, no details.
Well, what he'd said there was that he'll overcome the power. He will work to overcome the power and not be controlled by Geass, and that he will fulfill her wish. So in some of the way, basically that was the only new things that I will overcome the power of Geass and not let it control me.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
The other things were kind of duplicates of the contract they'd already made in some ways, because the make my one wish come true was already in the initial one. So some of those were duplicates. So it was sort of just some of the ways it was a reaffirming and or reversing, coming from the other direction of what was.
He might be a corporation because he's doing a really good job following the contract he wrote. Bulldozed by truth ruins his plan. Euphie's like, I chose my brother. I'm disowning myself.
Yeah, no,
my title.
She didn't even do it for him. It's like, you're really conceited to think I did this for you. I did it for your sister, Nunnally. It was the reason she decided to do it.
Right.
But it was a nice moment while it lasted. It made me reconsider my whole life and what I valued, which is a great thing everyone should do.
Oh, it made you reconsider your life?
Made her reconsider her life.
I was like, well, sometimes we interject our own thoughts. I was like, wow, that's great, Chris. Tell us about that. Nope. Okay.
All right.
Never mind.
Back to the show. I'll try to be more explicit about what it is I'm saying, I guess. But she's the whole thing about him being, so.
Sometimes I feel like a robot, even though I was pretending to be a robot earlier, because I truly try to take people at whatever their word is. Hashtag, this is a kind of, like a thing that I told my girlfriend. I'm like, if you don't tell me it, I'm not going to assume things. She'll be like, you probably already know this, but XYZ. And I'm like, nope. I do not. It's like I shut down that part of my mind where I'm like, I'm not going to assume something you don't tell me because I've never seen that be beneficial.
Right.
Therefore, there's no use to it. Therefore, cut it out of my life.
Most of the issues I've had have come from assuming something, expecting, and making expectations of that
It puts an
nature.
expectation, and then there's either a falsity and it's wrong in some way, which then creates miscommunication, which then creates conflict and drama.
There is a certain type of assumption that I'm perfectly fine reaping the consequences of, and that's assuming, you know, it's taking people at the word and assuming people are generally good.
And then I'm going to be on time.
And then and then, you know, everyone's going to constantly fall short of that expectation, but, you know, I'd rather be let down than just be bitter and cynical and assume everyone's, you know, a worthless pile of nothing.
I do hold the optimism perspective, which I wouldn't call that assuming. It's just, I'd call it a belief.
Well, okay. Well, I don't necessarily believe people are inherently good, but I'm going to assume the best of a person and that they'll adhere. If they say something, I'll take,
That's hope.
Yeah.
So I have the optimistic belief of hope in people. Similar to what you're talking about, because yes, I don't believe people are inherently good either.
I mean,
but
I say that have I spent most of high school and a considerable portion of my college years with the opposite things, like, oh, I'm just going to be pessimistic and assume the worst in everything because I can never be let down.
Right, because you're
That's
arrogant.
just a depressing way to live. I've lived that way for a good 15 years.
Right.
It was not fun.
It's arrogance, entitlement, and pride.
Yeah. What we were saying earlier about, you know, the transition from naivety to cynicism, and then from cynicism you can either become resentful or you can pass through it and gain wisdom, basically.
Yeah. Kristopher and I have basically one conversation, and it's philosophical principles. And sometimes we do creative projects,
and sometimes,
but we regularly also eat food.
We eat food, and sometimes we talk about stories, like we're doing here.
I only have one more note. Accidental Geass use it's like a question less than a note. But it just means we need to go to the next episode. My only prediction is that the Emperor has a tie to Geass. Well, I doubt that he's big enough or godlike enough to create it. But it's been around the world in different spaces that he's been purposely researching, which means that if he discovered this power himself or discovered this power as the most recent person to discover the power, therefore gaining authority and access to it, therefore creating this army of Geass-laden witches / C2s / whatever, because we saw a glimpse of an army of C2s, like small girls.
Yeah, there is
a glimpse of
We got a glimpse of Jupiter, and we got a glimpse of pink-skinned Geass forehead
children.
Yeah.
Little girls.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so that's why I just say like C2s, like, because I don't know what else to call them.
In other flashbacks we'd gotten too, we'd also seen, you know, like temples and monasteries, and even a nun, even at one point in time.
Yeah, so I don't believe that he created Geass. I believe that he's just, because he's the Emperor,
is making use of it in some way.
Discovered it himself, has reined it in to a point, or let it loose. I don't know. Those are all the thoughts that I have regarding...
Is he restricting this ancient power, or is he letting it out?
Right, like the Joker.
Yeah.
Which then puts him in a position to be like, I'm going to vanquish evil, but he released it. I don't know. Those are the only thoughts I have remaining on episode 22, unless you have something else.
Well, just that's a good way to ask the question. Is he wielding a tool, or did he open Pandora's box? Would be another way to ask that question.
I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of touched on all of it. Just Lelouch has become like Mao.